Alright, this is the Bushman camper trailer up for sale. I've had this thing for I think 3 or 4 years now. It's an absolute weapon. I'm seriously only getting rid of it because I live in the inner west and these car parks are worth their weight in gold apparently. Starting off with the tour, there's an off-road hitch at the front. You got the 2 chains, 7-pin flat, and then you also got the charger for the battery in the camper trailer. It's got a handbrake that we put on recently, just because there was 2 spots for the cables and the wheels, but there's no cable running to them, so ran some cable, put the handbrake on. That thing's a game changer when you're just maneuvering or going downhill. Just parked up a camp. I got a brand new big jockey wheel there. I just wanted to upgrade the jockey wheel because I wanted the big tyre on it, so when you're camping in soft conditions like sand or soft dirt, the tyre has a lot more, I guess, footprint. It doesn't sink in so much, so it's a lot easier to hitch up, and the old one needs to go anyway, so it's only hanging down because I've got the plate on the front, but yeah, it folds up nicely. We get to the front, I also put this I guess rock deflector on a couple of years ago. Just didn't want, when I was driving, to flick dirt up all over the camper, so rock deflector keeps the camper trailer protected, and a nice bit of kit, but it's really simple to take off. There's just a couple, a pin there, take those out and that thing just slides off really easy. We come to the front, got the spare wheel with I guess the bag on it. I just keep a tarp in there that I put underneath the back of the camper, so when you pack up camp at the bottom of the camper isn't wet. Just a little trick, so when you setting up camp or packing up, it's a quicker process. Got a 20-litre jerry holder in the middle. I usually just use it for water. The camper trailer does have a 120-litre tank, which I'll get to, but that's just nice to have another spare 20 in case the camper runs out, as this isn't a gauge. On the front we have this big tough box. This thing's pretty cool, it's super handy. I just keep all your quick access camping gear in here. It's like your chocks for your tyres, your kitchen setup, everything you need to access quickly, or even if you're on the road doing a road trip, things you just want to access to, I guess, make a quick lunch while the camp is kind of folded up. You can just slide the kitchen out, go in there, grab your cooker, boil up a cup of tea, all that fun stuff. This is also an insulated, can be used as an esky, so it's insulated, has a tap, a bung down the front there, and you can just fill that bad boy up with a massive heap of beers and heap of ice, and you'll be set for the weekend. So if you're going away just for a couple of nights and want a big piss up with your mates, that could be a great esky option. When we come over here, we've got the kitchen. Excuse the planes behind me. This thing just slides out. It's got a tap on the front. So really simple setup. It's just a pump tap. Basically you just plug it in down here, you pull this thing out, it's just a bucket and a frame, smack that in there, and then the whole kitchen just slides straight back in. So super easy kitchen setup. Like I said, on the side of the road, it's a game changer. It's got this nice flat surface you can make your sandwiches and whatever on. And then underneath, again, you have more easy access storage. So obviously I've got all my junk in here, but there's really decent amount of storage. I've got a big double cooker down the end here. It even wraps around with your gas bottles. And these just all button up. Moving around, on my shadow. This is where you fill up your water. So like I said, there's a 120-litre tank underneath the camper. And also a gas bottle holder there. I have a I think it's a 4.5 kilo bottle, fits perfectly in there. I'm happy to include that if that's required. And this is a door, fully opens. It's got the, I guess, the fly net and the fully sealed version. There is also an awning on the side. Probably should have mentioned that. I just took it off because I wanted to use it as a quick setup. The awning is really quite simple to put up, but it probably takes 2 people. But basically it comes out this way. It's 1 pole on the left, 1 pole in the middle, 1 pole on the right, and then 1 support beam down the middle, and then just 2 guide ropes, and it's a great little awning. I'll include a picture of the ad with that up. You can put more support beams down the side and between the front of the camp, the awning, but I just find it wasn't worth the time. You have to be in pretty serious conditions to need that. When you come in, there's heaps of airflow. So this is the best thing, one of my favorite things about the camper. You've got these massive windows on them, so when you're camping in warmer climates, I'm originally from Queensland, just maximum airflow. And then even up here, you got side window, side window, side window. When you have the awning up, you can have this one open even when it's raining, which is super handy as well, because I just like fresh air at night time. So floor space here, could easily have a bed. It's got to be a couple meters wide. Easily have a bed down here for, I guess, young families. And then up here, also one of my favorite features is rocking up to camp. You've got a fully made double bed, nice thick, all the sleeping gear you need, and then full size bed with plenty of room on the side. I'm pretty sure it fits a queen. This is a double, so I could have I guess your poles down the side for your camper. Also have this, it's just not engaged at the moment, but it's a little 12 volt. It links to a battery outside, but it's got 2 USBs and 2 12 volts. The tailgate on the camper, so I think a lot of traditional campers have the kitchen in the rear. This one's a bit unique with the kitchen sliding out the side, but because of that, you have easy access to all your stuff in the back of the camper trailer, and it also counts as a step up into your bed, so you don't have to worry about having a ladder. To loop back, these ropes on the ground is how you make it a single person setup. So there's no internal beams you have to put on. It's all already in there. It's like, it acts like a rooftop tent basically. Just a really good quality rooftop tent. You pretty much just have these ropes. When it's all collapsed in, you pull the ropes over here, you just put a piece of wood on the front, and you can just pull that single person setup. Like, I've gone camping heaps of times where I've been camping with mates, but I had to set up by myself, and it's actually no worries at all. It takes maximum 2 minutes. It's awesome. There's a little battery on the side. That's actually relatively new, but I find it's depleting quite quickly these days for some reason, so I'll give that a good charge and make sure that's in working order. Just the other side of the camper, that's the bag I mentioned. I'm just going to quickly push this up. This is another great feature. As you can see, I did that one-handed, but it's got gas struts on it, so super easy access to all your stuff. Even up here above the kitchen pull-out drawer is I guess, I don't know, 15-20 centimeters high of storage. I use all the flat stuff in here, so I'm probably going to include a fair bit of this if the buyer wants it, but I just got like a doormat, got a little barbecue table, log splitter. I use that as a bin. It's like a laundry basket, but you just open it up and it's a beautiful bin if you get a good quality bin bags. And then yeah, so super easy. The bed's not sliding off, it just collapses. It's actually just the best camping trailer in my opinion, because you don't want a camper trailer that's gonna take you 3 business weeks to bloody set up. You just want one that's simple, so even if you're doing a big road trip, you can just do one-nighters, no worries at all with this thing. But like I said, I wouldn't be getting rid of it if car parks weren't such an ordeal in Sydney. The problem is I love Sydney and I love inner west, so something's got to give. I was gonna have to downsize my camper trailer. The camper trailer itself is all Australian made. The canvas is Australian made. Pretty sure the whole trailer is. We've got it here. Outback rugged canvas. This is not the typical modern trailers you see these days in this price range. This is all really good quality. It's built to last. No leaks whatsoever. The Bushman brand is actually from the Sunshine Coast, which is where I'm from. But unfortunately they went into liquidation a few months ago, or a few years ago. But it's not like you need ongoing support. What I've done recently, within the last year, I've done all the bearings, greased all that up. The actual rims and tyres are pretty new. The guy I bought off had the originals on there, so Just wanted to get new tyres, new rims, just so it's in safety order, and then the bearings and stuff are done. So in terms of maintenance on a trailer, all you got to check every now and then is your bearings, grease them up, and that's pretty much it. Like, it's just a trailer, there's no running parts. So yeah, just reach out if you have any questions at all. This thing is awesome. If you like nice, easy camping, perfect for couples or young family. And then, as I mentioned, there is a awning on the side. Even when your awning's kind of zipped up, you don't need to kind of put it up. You can just fold it over, and it fits nice and neat on the top. So that's what I usually do when you're just doing one-nighters. You just flip the awning over, no worries at all. But when you're parked up for 2 or 3 days, pull the awning out, takes an extra 5 minutes, and give you a bit of cover. I do have a heap bits and bobs for camping, so I'm downsizing to like a small tent setup. So I will have like tables and bits and bobs that I can include, so we can go through that once you check it out. Based in Alexandria, this is a big IKEA in Tempe, and so probably just meet up here and you can go through it. There's always car parks. Awesome. Thank you.